Title: He Chose the Maid. In the heart of Enugu, tucked within the gates of one of the wealthiest mansions in Independence layout, lived a girl the world would have mistaken for a shadow. Her name was Nnedinso Mother's Blessing Yet. A one in the Jones Uja household treated her like one. At just 18, Nnedinso's beauty was like the morning sun peeking through thick clouds, bright but hidden. Her skin glowed like honey left in the sun. Her eyes gentle, always lowered in submission. She wore tattered clothes, barely enough to hide her frame. Her teeth, once pearl white, had dulled and broken from years of neglect and hunger. Not that she was born this way now, but in a home where love was a stranger and kindness a ghost. Even beauty could rot. The Ujas were rich, filthy rich. Their compound alone could host a football match, and their 3 daughters had never washed a plate in their lives. Lucia, the eldest, was a vision-flawless skin, waist-length hair, and curves that danced with every step. But her beauty was lazy and her mouth bitter with pride. She had one job: wait for her fiance, Nonso, who had been studying and working in the UK. He was to return soon, and she spent her days in salons and spas preparing for that glorious day. Nnedinso, on the other hand, cooked, cleaned, scrubbed the floors with her bare hands, walked miles to fetch water when the tap ran dry, bathed the family dogs, washed their underwear, and still managed to attend school when allowed. She should have been in university by now, but the Ujas refused. They kept her in JSS 3 not because she was dull, but because they feared her rising. "She is sharp," Mrs. Uja once whispered to her husband. "Let her go too far, she might forget she's a maid." Yet Nnedinso never complained. With every slap, she smiled. With every insult, she bowed. Not out of fear but grace. She had the kind of spirit the world couldn't crush. Then, one hot afternoon in August, the gate creaked. A black SUV rolled in, air-conditioned and humming. Nonso had returned. Lucia nearly fainted with joy, dressed in gold lace and artificial fragrance. She pranced around the house, fluttering her lash, calling him baby every 2 seconds. But Nonso was quiet, his eyes sharp, observant. Something didn't sit right. Then he smelled at the stew. It wasn't the stew from London or Abuja. It was different, earthy, deep, alive. He followed the aroma to the kitchen, and there she was, Nnedinso, sweating over a pot, barefoot, wearing a faded wrapper and—
"Good afternoon, sir." Nonso froze. Something hit him deep in his chest. Not just her face, but her essence. She was beauty unpolished, a rose growing from concrete. And when he tasted her food au fac woo, spicy and rich, he knew he'd found something London never gave him: home. Days passed. Nonso started asking questions. He learned everything: the abuse, the forced stagnation, the stolen education. He saw Lucia's laziness, her tantrums, her emptiness. One evening, after dinner, he called the family together. "I want to marry," he said. Lucia screamed with excitement, already imagining her Instagram captions. But Nonso turned to the kitchen. "Nnedinso," he said softly, "come." She stepped out slowly, unsure. Mr. and Mrs. Uja laughed, thinking it was a prank. But Nonso knelt down before her. "You deserve the world, and I want to spend the rest of my life giving it to you." Silence. Mrs. Uja dropped her glass. Lucia wailed like a widow. But Nonso didn't flinch. He took Nnedinso's rough hands and kissed them. "I don't care about your broken teeth. I care about your heart, your strength, your soul." A month later, Nnedinso wore white, not rags, and walked down an aisle lined with flowers. Her teeth were fixed, her body nourished, her eyes danced with joy. Lucia never recovered from the shame. And the Ujas? Their story became a lesson across town. Ever look down on a girl just because she's wearing rags? Her destiny might be wearing a crown. If you find this story interesting, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like, share and comment on my video. Please watch to the end.